Primas was a European project which ran from 2010 to 2013. Partners from 12 countries collaborated to implement inquiry-based learning in science and mathematics education. In cooperation with stakeholders from teacher education, school authorities and policymakers, Primas partners set up a complex multi-level implementation plan based on research. The aim of this short film is to show on the one hand, by means of a simple cartoon, the original intentions of the implementation plan, and on the other hand to show just how much Primas really did achieve. This is Moritz and his parents, Ekaterina and Dimitrios. And these are his teachers, Jane, who has been teaching for years, and Svea, who has just qualified. Here you see Jane giving a typical standard teacher-centered lesson. And what are the kids doing? Well, obviously not enjoying science. Perhaps some of them are listening, but many are just plain bored, as is so often the case with this kind of teaching. Jane feels quite frustrated. She realizes there is something wrong with her lessons. As she tries to work out what the problem is, she imagines Moritz in the future. Poor Moritz. Unable to participate actively in a team, he doesn't grasp the problem, and consequently he can't contribute to solving the problem. In the break, in the staff room, Jane expresses her frustration to Svea. Svea thinks she may have the answer, and invites Jane to come and observe one of her lessons. Watching Svea's lesson, Jane is surprised and excited to see all the kids actively involved and clearly interested in the topic. Wow, thinks Jane, that's how it should be. And that is inquiry-based learning. Inquiry-based learning provides a different perspective on teaching and learning. It places pupils in the center of the action by enabling them to pursue their own ideas, encouraging them to ask questions, to explore and evaluate. In this way, the problems they are addressing seem real to them. Learning is driven by open questions and multiple solution strategies. The role of the teacher in this scenario changes from instructor, who explains every rule, to facilitator, who supports and encourages struggling pupils at the same time as promoting and challenging successful pupils by means of carefully chosen strategic questions. Jane wants to know more. Where did Svea learn how to teach in this way? A teacher's professional development starts with their pre-service education. Familiarizing future teachers with inquiry-based learning was core to the Primas project. Across 12 nations, partners have integrated inquiry-based learning in seminars, workshops, and on-site school visits. Through these activities, future teachers have been able to experience directly just how multifaceted inquiry-based learning can be and how differently it can be implemented. Primas is 4 years old now, and in this time, more than 3,700 future teachers have been reached. However, Primas doesn't only provide pre-service education in inquiry-based learning. Svea tells Jane about Primas professional development courses, and Jane jumps at the chance. Now, Jane experiences inquiry-based learning firsthand and realizes how she wants to teach in future. Primas partners carefully designed long-term professional development courses which are closely related to day-to-day teaching. The idea was that teachers would experience inquiry-based learning themselves in the courses, then implement it in their own teaching and finally reflect on it during the courses. Primas not only delivered high-quality professional development courses, but also tackled the question of scaling up. Partners educated so-called multipliers, who in turn passed on the concept of inquiry-based learning to other teachers. Altogether, Primas partners have educated over 400 multipliers and 1,900 teachers. All Jane needs now are materials. On the Primas website, she finds everything she needs in order to implement inquiry-based learning in her classroom. Primas partners designed and selected a collection of high-quality mathematics and science materials for both primary and secondary level. Materials for professional development are also available. This broad collection of materials in different languages is accessible from the Primas website. At last, Jane is using inquiry-based learning in her classroom, and what a difference! And not just for her. Moritz can't stop talking about how much he is enjoying science lessons, but his parents are skeptical. Will this new style of teaching prepare their son to pass exams? So they make an appointment to see Jane, and she tells them about the Primas information event for parents. Changing maths or science classes is not only an issue for the teacher, who never acts in isolation but within a certain context or framework. Parents have a fundamental influence on whether a teacher adopts inquiry-based approaches or not. They may support or hinder a teacher's efforts. Primas addressed this issue by carrying out a variety of dissemination events for parents. This included, for example, information evenings and workshops for parents. Furthermore, the question of how to win parents for the idea of inquiry-based learning was raised in the professional development courses. Now Moritz's parents understand how inquiry-based learning works and what it has to offer, and they too can be enthusiastic about it. They decide to inspire other parents to inform themselves about inquiry-based learning. Primas carried out a variety of dissemination events. First, to spread information about inquiry-based learning. Second, to support teachers in their endeavour to evolve their teaching practice towards inquiry-based learning. And third, to create an atmosphere of change. These dissemination activities included conferences for teachers, talks at existing conferences, publishing papers in journals and newspapers, carrying out information events for head teachers, parents and students, organising roundtables for policymakers, and so on. Far more than 24,000 people have been reached by means of face-to-face contact, and many more than that through publications. Once more, Jane imagines Moritz in the future, sitting in that meeting. But this time the scene is quite different. He is participating actively in the group, he understands the problem, and he is enjoying tackling it.